Think you've seen a law show before? Think again. Go behind the scenes and take a closer look at the real lawyers of Southern California.
Hi, West. Your clients are here to see you. Okay, bye.
Mike, Amy, how are you? Good you could come down. Come on back, come on back.
Good to see you again.
Boston, what are you doing with him? Is he babysat okay?
He's outside of staff.
Well, you know, Amy has had a pretty serious injury, and she's really worked through it well. She's not well, although she's really a trooper, and her husband's really supported her. Her little 3-year-old child, Boston, is just her, her life. Okay, good. Come on in, come on in. Big day today. Big day.
Wes has been great. He treated us very well and was very kind, and we're very happy.
Yeah. Finally got our check.
Yeah, we came in and we got a check that was quite a bit larger than we thought we were going to. We're very, very happy.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the bank.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the bank and we're gonna go think about how we're gonna spend it. We're really excited.
Yay!
Yeah, we're very stoked. It's gonna be great.
We were able to get them a lot more money than they were expecting, and that didn't surprise us, but it's a nice surprise for them. You could see that on their face, and that comes from a little experience. It was a policy limit, and so the insurance company just really was forced to pay that, and they were surprised by that. So that's a good thing. This is a good moment in a case, but there's really underneath the surface, these people are still injured, and there's a lifelong problem there. So the money helps, but if you ask any client, would they trade the money to be well again? Everyone will say yes, they would. So it's the nature of the business. We have a case where we have set up a focus group. It's an automobile accident. There was a lower back injury of a 54-year-old male. He underwent a fusion surgery in the lower back, and as a result of that surgery, a nerve bundle in that area was disrupted and disturbed, which caused him to have a complete erectile dysfunction.
Thank you for coming to our focus group. I'm going to read a statement about the case. The defendant wants to minimize the erectile dysfunction in this case, claiming that somehow the surgery didn't carry that risk and that he must have had problems anyway. Because of the treatment Mike received for his back injuries as a result of the accident, he now has no sexual function. Mike and his wife will now have this handicap as a permanent part of their marital relationship. Because the defendant broke the rules of the road, Mike was forced to choose between living his life in excruciating back pain or to get the surgery he needed with the risk of completely losing his sexual function. Without the defendant's negligence, Mike would not have had to make that choice. It is suggested that the defendant, in addition to the out-of-pocket expenses, pay for this handicap somewhere between $10 and $15 million. This is just a suggestion. It is entirely up to you, the jury. Thank you for listening. Now we'll have you deliberate, as a jury would, and discuss what has been read. And then we'll reconvene and talk about it some more. Thank you.
Really, you shouldn't go to trial without focus groups, multiple. You don't want your jury in a real trial to be your first focus group.
As a man, I couldn't even. I think that's reasonable because
absolutely,
it's certainly not only from a sexual standpoint, but psychologically, the depression that must come along with that. I think that that's a reasonable amount of money.
Yeah,
between 10 and 15.
Absolutely. I thought it was a good point that he made about it being a handicap or something that is unfixable, like using glasses and becoming blind and so forth. I think the repercussions of that on a wife's standpoint could be very long lasting. I mean, in the end, it could even actually hurt their marriage and end their marriage. Yeah.
Sexual dysfunction was a risk that he was willing to take, and he chose to do that. True. So as far as I'm concerned, I think that the driver that was at fault originally has paid what he needs to pay.
Any surgery is always going to have an implied risk.
Sure.
Death, for instance. Mm-hmm. So that's not really a factor that I would consider.
And my understanding was his back pain was also preventing him from having an intimate relationship with his wife anyway. So it was he needed to have this surgery not only for his back but for their relationship.
Had the accident not happened, he wouldn't have had the back pain,
Right.
thus having the surgery. He wouldn't have had this surgery.
$10 million is still an excessive settlement amount for this one person, and although it is an important circumstance that he's being monetarily, I don't know how you would say it, compensated for, I feel like maybe under 10.
I have to disagree. I mean, that would affect their entire marriage, so I say give them 15.
His relationship as a man and as the provider of his home, I agree. I was going to say 15 to 20, the maximum amount.
The insurance company, they're probably making hundreds of millions of dollars. This is probably just a drop in the bucket for them.
Absolutely.
Okay. Considering what happened to this gentleman, so.
Feel comfortable with that?
Yes.
All right, so 15.
15
We're
million.
gonna go with, okay.
Yeah.
15 million?
All right, excellent.
The younger people on that jury panel didn't give a lot of value to sexual relationships of people over 40 or 45. It was just clear to me. That's an example of how a focus group can bring to life an issue that you have no idea is a real issue. So now, to take that to the courtroom, we would avoid allowing younger folks to be on that jury. Critical piece of information that we learned today from that.
We did all we could do. We couldn't save your son. AJ rolled through the stop sign at the entrance to our neighborhood and into the path of a garbage truck. He was texting his girlfriend, and he's no longer here because of texting while driving.
I want to thank you all for taking the time to sign our No Phone Zone pledge. I know it's a big adjustment. It is a huge change to break this addiction. I get that. I really do. You see the little light blinking on your phone. You want to know who's calling, who's texting me now, I need to be informed. But no one needs to die today, be paralyzed or maimed today because you were distracted by your phone while driving. So if you have to use your phone while you're driving, please pull over to a safe place. Thank you for being responsible.
Well, what'd you think?
A lot of people can multitask. I believe I can operate a vehicle. I'm aware of my surroundings and text at the same time. So if I think I can do it,
personally.
I don't take it personally at all.
Well,
I don't feel compelled to sign this document. I don't feel that I necessarily need to stop my actions. I haven't caused any harm yet, and I understand that's going to be, well, you're not going to learn your lesson until it happens, but oh well.
Yeah, but you might take someone else with you.
Yeah, well, it's a risk I'm willing to take. Hopefully you're not on the road when I hit you. Either way, I'm going to keep doing what I do, and so be it.
Which route do you take home so I don't go that way?
Luckily, he's that way.
If I'm at a stoplight and I can steal a quick text in, I'm going to do that. If I'm driving comfortably and the car ahead of me is 2-3 car lengths, and I have enough time to assess my typing and assess the car in front of me, then I'm going to go ahead and do that as well.
You know, this is what juries think. We have done focus groups on this very issue. We've watched them deliberate on this very issue, and this is the exact attitude they have. We can do it. We think that we're not going to be impaired ourselves. Therefore, we think it's okay for people on the road to do that. It's as if the statistics are completely ignored. So let me say that, Alan, thank you for giving us your opinion. You don't have to sign this. Your job is not in jeopardy. You won't get the gigantic bonus that the others are going to get.
Thanks, Miss.
But you do not have to sign this. This is something that's personal. No one's going to follow up on you. I'd encourage you to sign it, though, because I'm going to sign mine.
And we get a bonus if we sign.
Signing bonus. No, actually, you're signing your paycheck.
Yeah,
we send it off to the
we
court,
still have to
but-
get
and I
this.
got a lot of work.
I know you always get a lot of work.
In 2007, I was in a bad car accident. I was stopped on a major freeway and rear-ended by a gentleman driving a truck. I had a spinal injury in my lower back, L3, L4, and I had some bulging discs in my neck. I wasn't sure how I was going to pay the medical bills, how I was going to pay the legal bills, how I was going to pay to live, how I was going to live. And so when I came into Seeg Miller, they helped me out with everything. They explained the process, how it would work. I'm doing a lot better now. I don't have the pain that I had. Some days are better than others, but nowhere near the pain that I had. My financial obligations were all met. You've heard stories of people who couldn't work because of an accident and lost their house. That didn't happen to me. Seeg Miller attorneys took care of everything for me, and I couldn't have asked for a better outcome than I got. Just remember that when you have an accident, you don't have to go through this alone. The Seeg Miller attorneys will help you, and they will put your mind at ease. They will carry you through the whole process, and the outcome will be great.
Injured? Call the Real Lawyers of Southern California. The call is free. You can talk to them right now, and there's never a fee until they win your case. Call 1-855-4REAL-LAW. That's 1-855-473-2552. You've got questions? They've got answers. Call 1-855-4REAL-LAW. Call right now.
I want to tell you, we're having, with our litigation caseload, we're breaking up some of our assignments and tasks. So one of the things is that I'm going to be responsible for all of the mail and scans that come in. So once you get them in, if you can just make sure you forward them my way, and then I'll change everything out from there.
Okay,
all
sounds
right?
good.
Perfect.
If there's any other changes, let me know.
Okay.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Can you close this file for me right away?
Oh, yes.
Anything
Thanks.
for you? Anything for me, huh? What's going on with you and Sam? Nothing. We're just...
You and Sam?
What? What is everyone's fascination with us? I don't... Nothing, we're just friends. Sure, Diane. You guys hanging out outside the office?
I've got a lot of work to do, so...
I'm going to lunch break with them.
The thing that makes this firm special, I think, is that we're just like a family. We all look out for each other. And especially Sam. He looks out for everybody, and he's just a gentleman. I mean, he's always offering to walk us ladies to our cars at night when we all get off, because, you know, God forbid anything happen, but he definitely takes care of everybody here. Seeg Miller Law Firm. One moment.
My name is Alain. It's French for Alan. Je m'appelle Alain. Obviously, I can't expect people to speak French here. Growing up, obviously, you can imagine I've heard everything from Elaine, Alon, Aladdin, Alien, you name it. If it starts with an A, ends with an N, and has an L in the middle, I've heard it. So, right, well, I heard Trent was coming to join our firm, you know, this new and up-and-coming attorney.
I'm a little embarrassed that you're back here because if you look at my office, it's got some issues. You know, I'm not one of these guys with a big ego.
And I thought it'd be pretty funny to clear out an old storage room, you know, and shoved a desk in there and introduced him to his new office. So
I do have a window, but it's not outside like I thought it would be.
For some reason, Trent Evans will not seem to understand that it's Alain, not Elaine.
And I keep asking Elaine.
I'm not the chick, you know, from you know, the Seinfeld show, right? So
Elaine has promised me over and over that we're going to handle this and get some more storage. I don't know. Elaine just isn't making it happen, and I'm not sure why.
I actually did line him up a new office.
There's some carpet issues and so forth.
It's quite nice, very spacious, but I think until Trent can figure out how to say my name right, I'm gonna let him sweat it out a little bit.
Disc out of my neck, 5 out of my back, my knee was fractured, my left ankle was fractured, my sternum was broke, 5 of my ribs were broke.
When people are hurt, they need someone they can count on.
Everyone here is like a big family. They took care of me. They were awesome. I am so happy that I called Seeg Miller.
Everybody says lawyers, you know, gotta watch out, they'll, you know, they're just all out for the money, but this firm is not all about that. They're everyone with compassion, they're for the people.
When you're in an accident, you need a lawyer who knows what they're doing. And Seeg Miller knows what they're doing.
Injured? Call the Real Lawyers of Southern California. Call 1-855-4REAL-LAW. That's 1-855-473-2552. Call right now. Hablamos Español.
Is fax just coming from
Yeah.
Okay.
I put a copy on your desk.
Perfect.
Should have got it already.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to the Seeg Miller Law Firm. How can I help you?
Thank you. I'm Cody. I have an appointment with my attorney, Mr. Evans.
Mr. Evans. Yeah, let me give him a ring for you.
Thanks.
This is Trent.
Hey, Mr. Evans. Your appointment's here. Cody?
Okay, tell him that I'll meet him in the conference room in just a second, okay?
Actually, Trent, let me just bring him back.
No, don't bring him back here.
No, I'm heading back right now. It'll save you some time. We'll see you in a second.
Meet him in the conference room. Thank you.
No, don't worry about it, man.
not my office.
We're heading back right now.
No, we'll meet him in the conference room.
We'll see you in a second.
My name's Elaine.
Cody.
Cody, nice to meet you. Let me show you to Mr. Evans' office.
Thank you.
Thanks, Elaine.
Elaine.
Cody, how are you?
Great.
Come on back.
Thank you.
If you look at your case as more than just a dollar figure, if you really want someone that's going to take the time to look at your case and assess it and take the time to get you the best care and to really look after your needs, both in the short term and long term, then you definitely want to give the Seeg Miller Law Firm a call. We don't, like I said, we don't look at you as a number. We don't look to make a quick dollar off you. We really spend the time to invest the effort into developing your case so that you are happy not only with the treatment and the recovery you receive, but in the end, you're happy with your settlement as well. So.
Well, I will confess that for the first 2 years, I worked in a law firm that represented insurance companies. And I remember I was in my office one day, and one of the insurance adjusters came in and told me that he had just gotten a release signed by an injured person who had broken her hip in a grocery store. She had slipped on a puddle of water. And he said, our client at the grocery store knew that the freezer leaked and hadn't cleaned it up, and knew that the puddle was there and didn't clean it up. Yet we were still able to get out of this case for $500. $500 is what they paid to get out of that case. And he went to the hospital when she was under medication and had this lady sign her release. At that point in time, I knew I was on the wrong side of the table. I knew that I needed to represent that lady against people like that. Some of the differences are that we try to be a little more aggressive. We try to not allow our clients to be taken advantage of. Basically, we see ourselves as the shield between our clients and the insurance industry, whose sole purpose is to minimize the dollars they pay to injured people. Now, they hire very, very friendly, good-hearted people to do this for them. And these people aren't malicious. They're not evil. They're trying to do their jobs and go home to their families. But they have a job to do, and that is to minimize the number of dollars that are paid on an injury claim. And our job is to understand that and to act as a defensive buffer against that and the client. And that's what we do. If I were a client that got in an injury, and I had a neck injury, for example, in a typical rear-end accident, how would I feel about that? Would I want to go to a lawyer who would just do a quick job, do a quick settlement, and be on my way, and then maybe have a lifetime of neck pain as a result of that? Or not? How would I feel about that? Well, I wouldn't feel good. I mean, I would feel that I got the short end of a stick. I'd want to know that every rock was looked under, that every factor of my case was looked at and developed, and know and have satisfaction that everything was properly done. So that's what we're trying to do here. That's why we have so few cases for each one of our people. And the insurance industry hates that. They see a case coming from us, they go, oh no. We know that everything's going to be looked at here. We're going to have to pay out the full amount that possibly can. We can't do a quick one on this, so another one of those cases from that law firm. Doggone it.
Just out of my neck, 5 out of my back, my knee was fractured, my left ankle was fractured, my sternum was broke, 5 of my ribs were broke.
When people are hurt, they need someone they can count on.
Everyone here is like a big family. They took care of me. They were awesome. I am so happy that I called Seeg Miller.
Everybody says lawyers, got to watch out. They're just all out for the money. But this firm is not all about that. They're everyone with compassion. They're for the people.
When you're in an accident, you need a lawyer who knows what they're doing. And Seeg Miller knows what they're doing.
Injured? Call the Real Lawyers of Southern California. Call 1-855-4REAL-LAW. That's 1-855-473-2552. Call right now. Hablamos Español.
Trent, do you have a case for us?
Yeah, the case that I've been involved with lately is a case where a boy was on his way to school and turned around to go get something from his home that he had forgotten on his way to school. And one of the cable companies had a had a truck that was driving past, and unfortunately the sun was low, and the cable truck driver just continued to proceed as if there was no problem, and as the boy crossed the road, it struck him and killed him. The boy was on the way to the bus stop, which was about a half a block away, and so all the school kids had to see this, and the cable company is trying to get out of the case and say somehow it's not their fault, that it was the boy's fault. You know, it's just very sad what happened.
What is the cable company contending?
Well, somehow the cable company is trying to say that it wasn't their truck, it wasn't their employee, even though the name of the company is right there on the side of the truck. And this cable, the cable man.
Well, you said that the sun was low. Was the sun in the driver's eyes?
Yeah, it was about in the driver's eyes, which, a reasonable person would have slowed down or stopped if they couldn't see. I mean,
especially
nobody
in the morning on the way to, on a school route, when you take that route every morning and you know that there are kids going to school and walking to school, you would think you would be extra vigilant.
Well, it's just amazing to me to think that somebody would not stop if they can't see.
Yeah, how can he argue that he could somehow see well enough to drive down a busy street at school bus boarding time and yet couldn't see enough to see a child dart across the street? Doesn't make any sense.
If he darted. I mean, the thing is that some of the kids watching that saw it happen said that he wasn't running. That he was he was just walked across the street. The cable truck driver said that he was going the speed limit about 25 miles an hour because it was a school zone and also residential area. But some of the other children at the bus stop, about 300 or 400 feet away, were able to hear the impact. And so it just doesn't make sense to me that if that's true, that the driver could be saying that he was going the speed limit. So,
was there a crosswalk or stop sign? Was there any indication that the driver should have even been more careful?
Well, the driver knew that children frequently crossed the street in that area. Yeah, okay. It wasn't at an intersection. It was it was in the middle of the road where the children frequently play outside their homes.
And the driver lived in the area, you said?
And the driver lived close by. He was very familiar with the area.
So he would know then that at 6:50 in the morning, every school morning, that whole neighborhood becomes a school zone.
Right.
That's right. The entire area is a school zone.
And even if the speed limit is posted 25, I know when I drop my kids off in the morning, there are times where I'm, not even applying gas and just using my brake because I'm probably going 10 miles an hour, but it's appropriate for the children that are around. You just have to make that judgment call. Well,
if there are other children in the area, it would make sense that there may be children close to you, and so you just have to be very, very careful, because children can't be expected to use the same judgment, that an adult does, and so you have to be aware of that.
How are his parents doing and his siblings?
Well, it's just been very, very difficult for them. It's been just over a year now, and the parents, they haven't changed the bedroom. It's still as if our client left it.
Like he's going to come through the door anytime.
Like he's going to come through the door anytime, and his younger siblings ask about him all the time. Where is he?
It's terrible.
When's he coming home?
This is the type of case that we place the full resources of the firm behind to make sure they get everything they can possibly get.
Yeah, we take this very seriously. The cable company needs to have a message sent to them that they have to pay attention. They have to be reasonable. They have to use caution, especially when the driver can't see. My name is Trent Evans, and I'm a litigation attorney here at the Seeg Miller law firm. And so essentially what I do is I prepare the cases for trial. the insurance companies want to reduce the value that they have to pay out. And so they're very good at getting people to compromise their rights. And they do it in a very, very sweet way. Sometimes they have a lot of tricks up their sleeves, and sometimes what they'll do is they'll act like your friend, like they really want to help, like they're going to do things for you. Sometimes they'll make it sound like it's something that they have to do right now, or there's an immediacy, or the opportunity goes away. There's just a lot of things that they do. I tell clients all the time that if I were injured in the way that a lot of them come to us, the first thing that I would do, even though I'm an attorney, is go get an attorney, because you need somebody to be an advocate. Everybody needs somebody to be an advocate for them, and that's what we do. It's a struggle, it's a fight. I'm fighting on behalf of other people, which I love to do. There are times in my career where I can honestly say that I helped somebody, and I feel, and we get a win for somebody, and we have a very good result for somebody, and I feel great. It makes those days during the course of the year make all the rest of the days during the year worthwhile. This is Trent.
Hey Trent, it's Alan. Hey, I got those depot transcripts paid for.
Okay, great. Thanks very much.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Hey, I thought you said you were going to fix the holes in the wall.
I took care of that.
By hanging a 2-year-old calendar over the hole and some
Right, no,
other
you said that
picture.
you said the holes were unsightly and you needed to get them covered up, and we took care of that.
Thanks a lot, Elaine. Appreciate that.
Hey, anything you need.
You
it's
got
Alan.
it.
It's
Thanks.
Alan.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Yeah.
In 2007, I was in a bad car accident. I was stopped on a major freeway and rear-ended by a gentleman driving a truck. I had a spinal injury in my lower back, L3, L4, and I had some bulging discs in my neck. I wasn't sure how I was going to pay the medical bills, how I was going to pay the legal bills, how I was going to pay to live, how I was going to live. And so when I came into Seeg Miller, they helped me out with everything. They explained the process, how it would work. I'm doing a lot better now. I don't have the pain that I had. Some days are better than others, but nowhere near the pain that I had. My financial obligations were all met. You've heard stories of people who couldn't work because of an accident and lost their house. That didn't happen to me. Seeg Miller attorneys took care of everything for me, and I couldn't have asked for a better outcome than I got. Just remember that when you have an accident, you don't have to go through this alone. The Seeg Miller attorneys will help you, and they will put your mind at ease. They will carry you through the whole process, and the outcome will be great.
Injured? Call the Real Lawyers of Southern California. The call is free. You can talk to them right now, and there's never a fee until they win your case. Call 1-855-4REAL-LAW. That's 1-855-473-2552. You've got questions? They've got answers. Call 1-855-4REAL-LAW. Call right now.